Hello, welcome to my top 10 films of 2024. I got some pretty good picks here, or at least I think so myself. I didn't get to see everything that I wanted to see throughout all of 2024, either because it's not available in my area or because I just didn't get to catch it. I definitely want to go to the theater like a lot more in 2025. I that's the goal. So I'm gonna put the full list of everything I saw in 2024 in the description and the ranking of that. Well, it'll be a link to my Letterboxd. Go follow me on Letterboxd. Go follow me on Letterboxd. But yeah, it'll be a link to my Letterboxd. And yeah, so this is gonna be kind of like a ramble 2024 top 10. I hope you enjoy. Yeah, so this is everything I saw in 2024. Okay, starting off here with Emilia Perez. I know the controversy here. It's been talked about a lot. Actually, I literally just saw an article about it last night, talking about this movie and the whole controversy. And I think the director made like a statement or something. I don't really remember what the article was, but I watched this movie on the plane on the way home during Christmas. Since this is a Christmas movie, after all. But all I have to say is I enjoyed how different this was from anything. I didn't see anything like this all year, and overall, it definitely was an interesting watch, and a lot of the songs were very interesting. I think a lot of you know the song that I'm referencing, but it's such a kind of like eye-catching movie in a weird way, because you look at the music, you look at everything that it's trying to accomplish, and you're like, oh my god, what is this? And I can't really speak to either side of the representation battle that's happening here, but I think overall, it definitely was one of the most interesting movies I saw this year. Whether that means, it was the right thing to make or not, it was definitely interesting. Nosferatu. Nosferatu. I watched the original Nosferatu in my science class in high school on a Chromebook, and it blew me away. I think it was definitely a huge experience for me as a filmmaker back in high school, and I thank you to that science class, and I thank you to that Chromebook. And I have to say, I'm glad I wasn't watching this one on a Chromebook, because I think Nosferatu is a good and fun movie. I think Lily Rose Depp did a good job. I mean, I think she kind of killed it. I think there was definitely moments that, felt a bit too much, felt like it was dancing on this line and then it crossed it at a couple of moments without really spoiling the movie. But overall, I really loved her performance. I really, really was kind of blown away with a lot of the early scenes in the movie as well, and a lot of the stuff before Nosferatu. So I think overall it was a really, really solid movie. And I also just love Willem Dafoe. Every scene with Willem Dafoe in this movie was fantastic. Was literally fantastic. Every single time he was on screen, I was like, yes, Willem Dafoe! Baby girl. We come to this place to get nasty. I loved this movie. I know I say I love all the movies, but I love this movie. I think Mother Kidman did a fine job in this little moving picture. I also like the director's other film, Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. She has some other films that I haven't seen that I need to watch. But I'm really, really loving her work, and I really, really liked Baby Girl. I think that this movie just kind of is everything that I love in movies. It's really fun. It has this kind of underlying drama of everything that Nicole Kidman's character is going through at the time, and I think it's such a fun way to tell that story and to have these really cool family dynamics mixed in with like work stuff, which I think it's just really fun. It's really fun. I don't want to spoil it because I know that movie did release pretty recently, but overall, like, it's a good time. It's a good time. You should go to the place where Nicole Kidman is, AMC. Go. This is not a plug for AMC, but go watch it anywhere. Just go watch Baby Girl. Just go. Leave right now. Go watch it. Alien Romulus. Alien Geometry. It's great. I like it a lot. I think it works. I think it's fun. I'd watch it again right now. I mean, I know this doesn't sound like I love it that much, but I was a fan of the first Alien movie, and don't clown on me, but it's literally the only Alien movie I've seen. I need to watch the other Alien movies. I just haven't done that yet. I think it's such a fun movie, and something I really want to highlight here is how this movie is paced. I think the pacing of this movie is really, really strong. Like, really, really strong. I never felt I never felt that it dragged, and it kind of just kept moving at this really awesome pace, ramped up the tension at all times, and overall, it was just a blast. It was literally a blast. I remember after watching it, I came out of the theater and I was like, man, I really want to watch that movie again. And that's always a really awesome feeling. So shout out Alien Romulus. Dune Part 2. It's Dune, the second one. And I liked it a lot more than the first one. I think this one is way better than the first one, actually. And I think this film also really highlights how good of an actor Timothée Chalamet is. I think he really just kills it in the first Dune and in the second Dune, but I think he really, really just kind of knocks it out of the park here. Yeah, I mean, it's Dune. Like, honestly, this is, like, so weird because I don't really have too much to say about this one. I feel like a lot has already been said about this one. I mean, I guess you could say that for, like, all the movies, but especially Dune, like, since it was such a big movie, you know, a lot of people have talked about Dune. It's Dune. It's good. Time for some honorable mentions. So, first up on the honorable mention list is Wicked. Yeah, it's the first and only musical I've ever seen on Broadway, and I absolutely loved it. I loved Wicked. I loved Ariana Grande. I loved Cynthia. I loved everything about this movie. I gave it 5 stars, so I really, really, really liked it, and I'm excited for part 2. I mean, I think a lot of, you know, what makes this musical is the music. But, yeah, so, I mean, the music, it's great. You know, it was nice to watch a really, really, you know, good version of a musical in movie form. I feel like we don't get that all the time. And, yeah, solid. Excited for part 2. And the other one in the honorable mention list is Monkey Man. Yeah. I was super hyped for this movie when I first heard about it, and the hype definitely paid off. I mean, I'm not a huge fan of, like, this John Wick type of action movie. I feel like there's a lot of similarities between John Wick and Monkey Man. A lot of differences, but overall, Dev Patel kills in this movie. Like, he was amazing. I think he definitely needs to direct more movies, too, because I really think that this project just was made with a lot of love, and you can really, really tell it was. And it was, I mean, I was so excited for this movie when I first heard about it, because not only because it was like a directorial debut from Dev Patel, but also because it was a mess behind the scenes to get this project, like, made. It's a really cool story. You should definitely go look it up. Jordan Peele had, like, a whole hand in getting this movie brought to the big screen, so I think that's really awesome, and it's cool to see a lot of these, like, big name people and, like, you know, just everybody helping each other. I think that that's really refreshing. I think in the state of the industry that we're in right now. But yeah, I think it's really awesome that, you know, this movie got to be on the big screen, and I think it's just kind of a valuable reminder of how hard it is to make a movie and how hard it is to put a movie on screen, you know? Like, it's one thing to make a movie, it's another thing to get it released, and this whole industry and this whole process is such a difficult one. And I think it's really, really cool when we see a story like this and then it works out in an awesome way. Very excited to see what comes next for Dev. Yeah, whatever it is, I'll be seated for it. So you're welcome, Dev Patel, for my viewership. Welcome to the top 5. We're at the tippy top of my mountaintop here, and we're gonna start that off with number 5, Challengers. Zendaya, great job. I know you're watching this right now in your home, so I would like to personally say good job on the movie. But yeah, no, I love this film. I really, really do, and I think it's really fun and it's really well written. I think the performances are honestly what carries this movie, though, especially the scene with them in the sauna and that whole conversation going on. I think that's probably my favorite scene in this movie, other than like the ending scene on the tennis court. I think that scene is really, really awesome. Also, a really cool way to end that movie. This was one of the few movies where I was watching it and I was like, what are they gonna do for the ending here? Like, what is the exact kind of thing gonna be? And I didn't really know what it was gonna be, and I think that was kind of a perfect way to end that movie. I don't know, let me know in the comments if you completely disagree with that, but I can't wait to see Zendaya push the boundaries of her talent and the type of movies that the audience and the public is used to her doing. I want to see her do that again and again, because I think this was a step in the right direction for sure. Overall, it's a good movie. Go watch it if you haven't watched it. And at number 4, we have Conclave. I think this film will win Best Picture at the Academy Awards. I think it will, and I won't be mad. It's good. I mean, it's really, really good. The cinematography is absolutely stunning. It might be some of my favorite cinematography all year. Maybe between this and Dune. I really think that both these films kind of shined in that element. But yeah, no, the DP cooked here. I mean, the shot in the thing, the shot in this shot right here, this one, this perfect shot. I couldn't find a better picture of it, but this perfect shot. Yeah, I also absolutely love Stanley Tucci in this movie. I love Ralph Fiennes. Carlos also does a fantastic job. Like, honestly, everybody in this movie, like, literally everybody in this movie does a great job. Like, I didn't think I was going to love this movie as much as I love this movie, and I would have put it higher on my list, but some other films just kind of, like, hit me harder. But I think this is my Best Picture pick. Like, as much as I want other films to, you know, to be up there for that number 1 spot, I think it's going to be Conclave. Maybe I'll make, like, an Oscar predictions video. I probably will make an Oscar predictions video. And, yeah, it'll probably be Conclave. And at number 3, we have Drive Away Dolls. I mean, where do I freaking start with this? I love this movie. I don't think the public loved this movie as much as I love this movie, but man, this movie it's great. It's great. I mean, it's a movie, and it's a good one. It's a great movie. I think the story and the gags and the whole dick stuff is great. If you haven't seen this, you're missing out 100%. Like, go watch this movie. Like, watch this movie. It's just so good. I mean, literally, Margaret and Geraldine, like, it's great. It's fantastic. Also, as well, like, shout out The Package. Solid comedy in kind of like a similar vein. It's like a different movie, but kind of a similar thing. But, like, yeah, the performances were great in this movie, and it was super fun, and the rest of the talent is crazy. You got Pedro Pascal, Colman Domingo, Matt Damon, Beanie Feldstein. Like, it's crazy. This movie is insane. Like, you got Ethan Coen in the director's seat. I mean, like, it's definitely a masterpiece, and you should go watch it. I don't understand why people didn't love this movie as much as I did. It should have gotten more love. It should have. I have the poster. I got the poster when I went to go see this movie, and I'm gonna hang the poster up in my room. Number 2, The Substance. Where do I even like start with this movie? I mean, this movie is literally insane. And honestly, it was number 1 for a long time before I saw number 1. I think that there's an argument for this to be made for this to be number 1. I mean, this film is just beautiful. Demi Moore. I think she shines in this movie. I don't know how to explain my love for Demi Moore. I don't know how to explain my love for Margaret Qualley. I mean, like, literally just talking about her in the last one. I mean, 2 back to back. I'm a fan. I loved her in this movie. I loved her in Drive Away Dolls. I mean, I loved her. I love her. Definitely like one of my favorite actresses. She kills like every single scene she's in. Both of them do. I mean, it's just a fantastic movie. It's so well put together. Like, I love when you see a movie that's just like every angle of this is so well crafted and so well thought out. And I'll put a link in the description. I gotta remember to do that, but I'll put a link in the description to the it's like the Mubi behind the scenes making of it, with the director and everything. It's really cool, and it shows that every moment in this movie was just like a super well crafted labor of love. I mean, The Substance, it's full of substance. It's great. I love the story, I love the metaphor, I love the body horror. It's just an absolute all-around banger. If you can, find this on the biggest screen possible and go see this movie and go support this movie. It's absolutely amazing. I mean, honestly, I don't know what to say. It's my favorite. I think it's the best movie of the year. I mean, I don't think it'll walk away with Best Picture by any means, but it was easily the best thing I watched all year. I want to highlight one of the best performances that I have ever seen. I don't really know how to pronounce his name, so I'm going to put it right here. But geez Louise, this performance is one of the best. I mean, Mikey Madison also had an excellent performance in this film as well. I think this movie is damn near perfect. It was unfortunately my introduction to Sean Baker. I know. And now though, I'm locked in. I'm gonna watch the rest of his movies. Like, I need to watch the rest of his movies. Honora is just close to perfect. Like, I think it's one of those close to perfect movies, and that's why it's easily the best picture of the year for me. Like I said, I don't think it'll win Best Picture overall. I still think that's gonna go to Conclave. But yeah, Honora, it's great. If you haven't seen it, see it. Go see it right now. Go. Leave. It's the end of the video. You should just go watch Honora. Thank you for watching my top 10 movies of 2024 video. I'm going to be more consistent on here and post a bunch of random videos talking about movies and other things. So, yeah, tune in for that. Probably be talking about the Oscars next, since that's coming up soon. Okay, thanks. Subscribe. Bye.